What's going on, you guys? Nick here with Nick Strength and Power. I've got a couple of interesting stories for you guys today. The first story that I've got for you guys today, the latest update from Samson Dauda. Today is Wednesday, so we're just a couple days out now from the 2024 Arnold Classic UK, which the live stream will be free. We'll talk about that later in the episode. But this is the latest update from Samson, showing off the separation in his legs at just a couple of days out. A lot of talk about Samson after the Arnold Classic Ohio going into this show. We know that him and Milo split up after the Arnold Classic at some point. I think maybe even before the finals of the Arnold Classic Ohio. And then there was a lot of talk about Samson being sick. At one point, he said he felt like his body was shutting down. He's going to have to check into a hospital. Then the next day, he says he's fine. He's just got like a cold, and he's taking some antibiotics, and he's feeling a lot better. And then we found out that his wife is going to be finishing up his prep for the Arnold Classic UK. And then after the Arnold Classic UK, he's going to be taking an extended break, letting his body rest, taking a bit of a vacation. And then he'll worry about who the next coach is going to be. He doesn't want to jump too quickly from coach to coach. He wants to find somebody that's a good match. But all of these factors considered, I think Samson looks pretty good in this update. Now, again, this is a couple days out, so we expect him to look pretty good. Now, also, there's been a lot of talk about Hadi Chupin. Will he be able to get there? Won't he be able to get there? Because it's very difficult with the Iranian visa, really, to travel anywhere. But apparently it's pretty difficult to get him to the UK. And when I did my little podcast with Hani Rambod at the Arnold, Ohio, Hani said it's going to be a struggle to get him to the UK, but we're hoping and we're hopeful that we will be able to get him there. Now, as of today, which is Wednesday, what I've heard that right now, as I'm recording this podcast, Hadi is currently still in Texas, still in the United States. However, they're still confident that he's going to be there to compete this weekend. But it's certainly worth pointing out that it's getting really close to the deadline here, because like for the Arnold, Ohio, it seemed like most people were there, most of the competitors and the bodybuilders were there like over a week in advance. Some of them were there like a few weeks in advance before the actual show, you know, just to get acclimated to the travel and the new location and kind of settle in. And right now we're 2 days out, and what I've heard is that Hadi is still not there, but that they are confident he will be there. So I guess we'll find out here in just a couple of days, but it's a pretty significant question because I think that's going to determine how this goes for Samson. I think obviously now Hadi's the favorite to win the UK, and if he's not there, I think that puts Samson first in line. Raphael's also not here. He was third at the Ohio show. So of that top three, right now you're looking at a potential of Samson being the only one from the top three in this show, which I think would put him in a very favorable position, even when considering the fact that he's sick, he lost his coach, he kind of missed the mark at the Arnold, Ohio, but right now it's looking kind of favorable for him. But another guy, a guy that was top 4 at the Arnold Classic Ohio, he's going to be there, and that is Jon De La Rosa. So we talked a little bit about Akeem in the last video because Akeem found himself in the 4th place spot at the finals, even though he ended up placing 6th overall. He had improved significantly, but the guy that ended up actually taking home that 4th place spot was Jon De La Rosa, and we got an update from him. I think this was today, yeah. Well, I guess within the last 24 hours at least. So Jon looks like he's got a pretty comparable level of conditioning to what he brought at the Arnold Classic Ohio, which I think was the thing that really pushed him to that 4th place finish line. His conditioning was amazing at the Arnold Classic, even though I think he slipped a little bit between prejudging and finals when it comes to how tight he was. But this update, this back double bicep here, he still looks pretty good. And then through the course of the past week, his coach, Patrick Tour, had posted a couple other physique updates of him throughout the last week out from the Arnold UK. But again, right now, it's kind of looking like we don't know if Hadi's going to be there. I would say it's kind of a coin toss at this point, even though I heard he will be. I also heard he's still not there, so it's kind of a coin toss. So right now, you've got Samson Dauda, Jon De La Rosa, Akeem Williams, James Hollingshead, Antoine Vaillant, and Mo Shaban that are confirmed in this lineup. Of those guys, not counting Hadi, I'm looking at Samson, I'm looking at Jon, and I'm looking at Akeem as your top 3 if Hadi's not there. Now, I should also point out, I guess, that the Arnold UK did send out like an email newsletter where they still had Rubiel Mosquera on that list, a.k.a. Neckzilla, as a confirmed competitor. But I honestly don't think he's going to be there based on what I've heard. I've heard that he's doing the New York Pro. And I feel like it's probably a safe bet that he's not actually going to be at the Arnold UK from what I've heard. But he was, for some reason, included in that email newsletter blast as one of the competitors. But frankly, I really don't think he will be. Now, like I mentioned earlier, the Arnold Classic UK live stream will be free again to watch on the ArnoldSportsTV.com or ArnoldSports.com/TV. That's the link. So the exact same place that you watch the Arnold, Ohio. The stream will be free yet again. And that will be running all weekend. It'll include everything. It'll include all the divisions. It's going to include strongman. It's going to include all the panels. All that stuff will be on the stream. So make sure you guys do that. All you got to do, ArnoldSports.com/TV. Enter your email address. You can watch every single part of the weekend for free. It's a pretty good deal. You can't beat free. So we also got an update from Wesley Vissers at a couple days out. And Wesley still looks incredible, still looks extremely conditioned, big, muscular, dominating classic physique. And I think the odds are really, really good that Wesley will repeat and also win the Arnold Classic UK. I was looking at the lineup for the UK show, and there's quite a big gap between the US and the UK when it comes to classic physique. The guys that are missing. So in this show, there's not Ramon. So I think that's the big one. But there's still going to be Urs Kalsinski, Breon Ainsley, Michael DeBull, Emmanuel Rakoti, Josh Eastham, and Dennis Romanov. Also, obviously, including Wesley Vissers. Now, Michael DeBull looked really good at the Arnold Classic Ohio. Urs Kalsinski was a little bit off. Breon placed 4th. If Wesley is on here, and he looks like how he looked in Ohio, I think Wesley will repeat and win again. But probably his biggest threat here is Urs, because Urs was off at the Ohio show. So maybe there's a possibility Urs looks significantly better here and could be more dangerous, and there's also the possibility that Wesley could be off. But based on the pictures that we're seeing so far of Wesley, he looks like he's going to be just as dominant. He still looks amazing. And I was saying this leading up to the Arnold, Ohio. He was posting updates like the updates that we're seeing now ahead of the UK. And you guys probably heard me say it 100 times that I really hope at the Ohio show, Wesley gets a really fair call-out. He gets a really fair comparison because I think he looks so impressive in the updates going into the Ohio show. I really wanted to see him in that mix with Ramon and Urs. And not only did we get that, we got to see call-outs of just Wesley and Ramon. And Wesley really got his moment to shine. And I think the UK show is going to be another show like that for him where I think he's going to double up on these victories. But I would say of this lineup, I'm mostly looking at Urs, and I'm thinking of Urs as being the possible guy that could improve quite a bit, and he could give Wesley a run for his money here. But I guess really only time will tell. We'll find out this weekend for free on the Arnold Classic livestream. Now, the final story that I've got for you guys today will continue following the Nick Walker versus Tonio Burton back and forth. Today, they both posted a bunch of updates, but I want to just post the back double bicep side by side because Tonio posted one first, and then Nick followed up with, I'm posting this for a friend of mine, and I think he was directing that at Tonio. They've been kind of going pose for pose, shot for shot, back and forth, posting updates. They're trying to build kind of this rivalry going into the New York Pro because I think they're two of the big names there. They're both defending, well, Tonio is defending last year's New York Pro title, but obviously Nick Walker is also a New York Pro champion. So you've got two New York Pro winners battling it out for the win this year. Now, like I said earlier, I also heard that Neckzilla is looking at doing the New York Pro. That's still unconfirmed at this point, but I think the fact that it looks like he's skipping both the Arnold Classics that he committed to, I hope he does a bigger show like the New York show and doesn't wait around for, maybe something smaller, maybe something less competitive than the Arnolds, than the New York. Because frankly, I think that Rubiel, had he done the Arnold Classic Ohio, if he looked how he looked at the Prague show with Krizo and Samson, I think he would have been fighting for a top 3 spot. He probably would have been 4th at this Arnold Classic Ohio. And I think in this lineup with potentially Hadi might not be there, Raphael's not there, Samson was sick, he's missing his coach. Rubiel could have a fighting chance in the UK, but I don't think we're going to see him at either show until New York. But anyway, Nick Walker versus Tonio Burton, back double bicep shot, both posted today. Who do you guys prefer in the back double bicep, and who do you guys think is going to win the New York Pro 2024? Let me know in the comments down below. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, click that bell notification icon. All that stuff helps out tremendously, so make sure you do it. And as always, I love you guys, appreciate you guys. Nick Strength and Power signing out. All right, guys, don't forget to click that like button and subscribe to this channel if you enjoy the content. Also, check out my Instagram at NICKS&P, my Facebook page, which is simply Nick Strength and Power, my secondary YouTube channel, Nick Strength and Vlogs, for vlogs and bonus content that you will not see on this channel. And consider subscribing to my third YouTube channel, Nick Strength and Pokemon, which is all things Pokemon and trading card games, completely unrelated to this channel. So if you're into that, give that one a look. And all links to merchandise and social media will be in the description box below. If you guys want a Nick Strength and Power t-shirt, that will be in the Shopify link below. Have a great day.